Welcome back to Blackacre Ranch, guys. Today we got some updates to do. We've been doing that new feeding with Rio Max. I want to touch on some of those. See the general animals we've got. We've got both the yearling and the main herd for the buffalo and also our little piggies. We've got those little guys with the big guys. So we're gonna check all that out, and I'll be honest, I gotta share some thoughts and feelings with you guys. So stick around and see what I guess I gotta say and see how we're doing with our feed. All right, let's check out you little guys. Yeah, I know, you guys are gonna get a little skittish. Oh, we've got our little girl friendly over there.
Aww.
Oh,
Like kisses?
looks like kisses. All right, here we are, guys. So these guys are getting big enough at 1.5 years that I even get a little sketchy and nervous standing around these guys a lot. And we've actually gotten to the point where I don't like our little kids coming into here and dealing any with the cubes or stuff like that, because you just never know. We actually fed hay the other night. We came in through the side gate to feed all that hay, and we commented we were in the truck. It was getting dark, so the headlights are on. It's like, oh, you know, the buffalo never seem to come down here very quickly, and so my daughter's closing the gate and everything. No sooner you say that, boom, they all come down. They're trotting and everything, all super excited. Anyway, my daughter's shutting the gate. She's like, oh, crap. Gets the gate and hurries and jumps in the back of the truck because they were just all super excited. Well, 3 of them, literally almost ran into the front of the truck with our headlights on, nearly just rammed right into us. So, you know, they don't always get it. Spatial awareness and everything else sometimes doesn't click. I don't like my little kids being in here with them being this big right now. All right, I think they're waiting for the other one. Yep. Getting a little antsy. All right, let's go give them their other cube bag. Oh.
They're lining up.
All right, so in case you guys are wondering, I did say in the intro we're gonna talk about Rio Max. So that is it. That's our Rio Max block, brick, whatever you wanna call it, 60-pound wonder. You can see all the stuff, the carton around the side's been kind of gone away. It'll just biodegrade, and that's what's been happening here. They'll eat it or the rain, and we've had some rain, and I think that kind of helped. Oh, she's coming over. Anyway, so this is actually our second block. The first block lasted, I think it was 12 days?
Almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks, so call it 2 weeks. We had 1 block here with the yearlings, and we had 2 blocks with the adults. And that lasted 2 weeks, so they're all on their second round here. So I think, according to my calculations, they're going at a pace of about 1/4 pound per day of the block, which the guy said they've never seen buffalo do 1/4 pound. It's usually like 1/6 or 1/8 or 1/16 of a pound. So it is known that this can vary, okay? So this is amateurized over a certain amount of time or kind of spread out. So they can suck it down, and then a month later they just barely touch it, then they suck it down. So it could vary like that. Right now we're at a pace every 2 weeks. If it lasts that long. We've got 1 more week to go on that one. But I'm gonna see how it goes through the winter, and after 3 months I'll kind of make my judgment at that case. But there's things we can do, which maybe I'll talk about in a separate video, if it is continually doing this, that we can place it somewhere else, do something to try and ease that. I'm gonna get out of here because they're coming. So that's the Rio Max update, guys. So in case you're wondering, we are still giving 300 pounds of cubes to our yearlings. We're gonna keep them on that for a little bit. This winter, as it starts approaching more and more, we might decrease that, we're gonna see. But obviously, as you can tell, we have diminished the amount we give into the main herd, and they are fully aware of that. So Ahmed, I'm sure would love to have more cubes. Right, little dude? Right, little guy? Aww. Aww. You let me pet him. All right, so this is the herd. It is what it is, right guys? So they all want extra stuff, but look at little Erin over here. Erin, she's missing something. I don't know, what is it? If you haven't noticed, her left horn is now gone. She is officially nubs. So she's gonna be our little nubs, our little nubbers. Not sure we can do much about that, but she's looking actually pretty good compared to what she was. That's her calf right there. So this is the herd, guys. The herd kind of sits around and doesn't do much. They just chill. All right, so you know how I told you at the very beginning there's gonna be some things that I think I wanted to talk about, whatever, so I'm gonna kind of share it with you. Noah from Broken Arrow Bison just did a little video and he says, I think it was titled Doing It the Right Way, or Bison doing Bison the right way. Anyway, I wanted to kind of agree with him on this. So Noah, if you're watching, this is really agreeing. I told you I would do a video about this, but this is something that's really meant a lot to me and it's really bugged me in some ways. And so I'm just gonna kind of explain that, okay? Anyway, I want you guys to know we did a buffalo ranch for various reasons, tax, stuff like that, part of it. We do like the animals, or at least I did. So, however, we put it on YouTube for 3 reasons. The first reason that we put all this stuff on YouTube is because we have family throughout the country. It's easier to share the experience with family by just putting it on YouTube. It's an easy platform for other people to see. Also, it's because we have always had like a journal of our family experiences for the last 12, 13 years, I don't know, something like this. And we always get a family book for every year and we kind of blog and stuff like this, and my wife keeps track of it. We wanted to document the ranch and be able to kind of look back in time and see all of it and see how it's grown. The second reason is we have been involved with the buffalo community in some ways by attending conferences for a number of years, even before we actually went to this, okay? And did the ranch and everything. And it was frustrating to me to ask questions and never be able to get just kind of straight answers from people. And it was hard because partly it's, how could they give you a straight answer sometimes when you don't even know all the variables that you're dealing with? Anyway, it was very difficult to kind of get clarity. And that was always frustrating. So the second reason that we are doing a YouTube channel is to share it and to hopefully help somebody else educate themselves so they don't make the same mistakes I do, that they might see, hey, this is what's going on, this is what it takes, this is the things I need to watch for. So educational purposes, that if somebody wants to build a bison ranch and start from scratch like I've been doing, at least hopefully I might be a good resource for them to look at, see the videos and see something from it, or give me a call or reach out to me at a conference, whatever it might be. On the flip side, I might be able to get some information from other more experienced people's, Buff Ranch, you know who you are. Anyway, some other experienced buffalo people that put on my comments and share things with me, or like recently, why is my thing slide jamming on my nail gun? Well, a comment said to do something and I'm like, hey, that's a pretty good idea. So you guys helped me, all right? So education was the second reason. The third reason, money, right? There's always a chance you can earn money on YouTube, and that could help pay for things on the ranch. A lot of people tell us, hey, do this, you should go buy that, you should go get this, you should do that. You know, hey, this person has this equipment. You know, great, give me the money, I'll go buy it, but I don't have the money, right? And so I think a lot of people put stuff on YouTube partly to just get some revenue coming back. And I think that's a goal of a lot of people. Not everybody, but a lot of people want to, at least if there is a chance to get revenue, get revenue. So those are the 3 reasons. Now, if you're wondering, so what's my beef? Well, let me fill you in on some details. All right, first let's check out the little piggies. And there's our 2 little guys. They've gotten so big, aren't they?
Oh, they're so friendly too. You're piggy, pig, pig, pig. You're pig, 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 pig. Yeah, you're so nice now. How about you? Pig, 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 pig. Oh, so cute.
So they are, however old, I don't know. I think maybe around 11, 12 weeks, if I was to guess. So our older guys, that must be chunky. Anyway, our older guys, they are going to be 32 weeks, I think, by the time we butcher them, the week of Thanksgiving. This was the first time our daughter was kind of sad that we're going to lose some of the pigs. And of course we told her, well, that's your fault. You named it. So suck it up, don't name it. So anyway, they're going to be going the week of Thanksgiving. The little guys haven't escaped. They could if they wanted, I bet you. Like right there. They're just cute. They just sit and chill. They don't fight. They don't do anything. They just scrunch their noses and wiggle and grunt and stuff like that. It's real cute. So as I mentioned, what my beef is, right? My beef, honestly, is YouTubers, producers partly, particularly the producers that put them on YouTube, and I'm one of them, right? And also viewing public in some ways. We're all kind of to blame for this. I want you guys to know, when it comes to a buffalo and buffalo ranches, buffalo are like this. He's not growling at me. He's not snorting. He's not chomping at the bit. None of them are. They're only up here because they're smart and they realized they got cubes and they didn't. So otherwise, if you want to know what buffalo do all day, that's it. I can't go over and pet them. I can't cuddle them. I can't go scratch his nose a lot. They're a wild animal, okay? There's a point of being safe and being stupid. And when you cross the line, it's gonna hurt, and it should hurt. So this is all it does, right? They don't go trotting around anywhere. They're like this 98% of the time, guys, right? There's not a lot of excitement to show with it. If I'm doing my job correct, they should be super calm, never have much agitation, and only a couple times a year do we ever actually work them.
Hi, puppies. Come
All
on,
right, Darcy and Lizzie, huh? All right. And the buffalo met us over here. We wanted to get actually a view and go inside, but it's not gonna work out. So we're gonna probably do it from out here. So as I was mentioning, buffalo are super calm, okay? There are a couple times in our experience where that hasn't been such as the case, and that's been in here when we feed them cubes. So come on this way. You can kind of see down the fence line, and maybe eventually, and we'll show you what the fence looks like after dealing with cubes with the animals. There are times buffalo aren't calm, and it's when they either get into a frenzied area because they're trying to feed a lot. Maybe there's a lot of assertion of dominance of who gets what cubes, things of that nature. So this area actually gets a lot of pressure, and in some places, especially along this line, it kind of narrows down. And we were noticing that a couple times the animals come through the fence, okay? It's happened here. This was months and months ago. We decided to move all of our troughs back to try and give some more space. That seemed to rectify it. But recently, since we decreased the number of cubes, they're getting a little bit more anxious for them, and that's when they blew through that one over there. I've never had an animal push the fence, try and get out through the fence, barbed wire, okay? Noah, I know you actually did a video where you talked about barbed wire versus electric. And I know you like electric. Electric's fine. I've never seen a problem yet with barbed wire, so as just a counter view, it's not like it's bad, just a counter view of that was barbed wire's never had a problem for me because I've never had an animal push barbed wire, okay? The only time I've ever had an issue is when one of the animals broadsides, rams them, and shoves them through. That's happened here two times, and over there by the H-brace one time from the other pasture. In those cases, the animal would have been electrocuted no matter what and had no prayer besides just to go through the fence anyway. So, but outside of that, they don't escape. They don't press on the fences, barbed wire, even this short. This is like 4 feet. Like this is not very tall. They never jump it. They don't push it. They just leave it, okay? Barbed wire will work. And then I don't have to worry about all the electric yet and all that other stuff. But, you know, there are a couple places I think I might use electric, but so far I just haven't. Anyway, the only other time then when buffalo actually have problems and they escape is because I do something stupid. Or one of the kids, you know, a human error. We've left padlocks off, you know, they didn't latch all the way, things like that, or the gate didn't get closed in time and one squeaked out, you know, stuff like that. Otherwise, they've never gotten out unless we did something dumb, okay? So really these animals are just chill. They sit here, and in certain instances, they do have more pressure situations and they can kind of go through some fences. But that's all rectifiable because I put boundaries maybe too tight, and that's kind of what we've been seeing. So we'll see if this fence stays. But anyway, they just don't push it a lot, guys. They are very much calm animals until you start trying to force them to do something they don't necessarily want to do. Then they get all berserk, and that's what people glorify and try and make money on. Oh yeah, the only other time that they got out was because we let them out on purpose. If you didn't see that video, go watch that video. I swear we could have gotten them, the yearlings, but anyway. So we let them out on accident or on purpose, but otherwise barbed wire's been fine. Back to my beef, guys, okay? When I was telling you that these animals look like this all the time, For the most part, they really are. Like I said, I don't throw a ball, they don't fetch it, they don't do much, they just walk, they'll stand, they'll wait for food, and if I'm doing my job right, they're super calm, they're passive. My super issue is that too often producers sensationalize, dramatize, and make these guys look out to be like some massively like crazed psycho animals doing all these things. They come up with thumbnails, stick it up there like, oh, this guy's jumping over the fence, or oh, I had to shock this guy for 20 minutes because I'm a moron. That kind of stuff. They do that, and I don't get why they do it, okay? If we are all in the business of trying to make sure these animals are taken care of, and I'm a producer, my goal is to have them have a peaceful life, a calm life, and not be crazed psychos, okay? That's just that's my goal, all right? But I think sometimes out of like those 3 things I told you about, personal just history, education of people, and then YouTube money, I seriously think sometimes YouTube producers of buffalo get too carried away with the money and they sensationalize these guys and they try and come up with all sorts of things that make these guys to be out like these massive mean things, right? They're just not. You just can't go up and cuddle them, okay? You just can't. But they're not crazed psychos. And I really think that there's producers out there on YouTube, tons of likes, tons of subscriptions, they want the money from it, whatever their reason. They just dramatize this or are ignorant and stupid in the fact of how they handle things. They don't correct their problems just to get the subscriptions. So when I said at the very beginning, it's something to do with producers, us, YouTubers, but also you guys, it's partly because they do it because you guys want to see it. But honestly, that's not the way buffalo generally are, okay? Even when you work them, they shouldn't be super crazed. Whenever you work a buffalo, they're gonna be a little on edge, okay? They don't like it. But it doesn't have to reach that point, okay? So, hopefully, I've done a couple times working these little yearlings, and I try and keep it as calm as possible. And sometimes it gets a little hairy, whatever, something happens, that's fine, you correct it, you do something, but too often I see comments on these YouTube things about buffalo and it's like, oh, you love the buffalo. The dude just shocked him for 20 minutes, right? You got to kind of think about this. Oh my gosh, right? Be aware, guys, that is not normal, okay? This is normal, right? So if you're seeing a lot of dramatizations and everything else, I start to question whether or not the person's love of money interferes with their love of the animal. And they're either going to hurt the animal because they're doing something stupid to try and get the money from the YouTube, and the animal takes 3rd place. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. I probably ruined my YouTube career, but honestly, as people, we just need to honestly be aware, buffalo are not traumatized, crazed psychos. They're generally calm. There are a few times a year when you may work them, and they may get a little hairy, but that's it. Otherwise, there's nothing to see, guys. Buffalo, just stand there. If you haven't noticed, like Darcy and Lizzie are actually a lot better with the buffalo, and the buffalo actually are a lot better with them. They know they can't get to each other, they just leave each other alone, I guess, I don't know. Still, I don't like my dogs running around, usually by the buffalo. Okay, now, I will just say, look, if I'm gonna work the buffalo in a stressed environment, there's no way in the world I'm having a dog sitting there. It's just not gonna happen. Right now, they're calm. If they didn't get along, I would separate them further and further apart. But anyway, you see my gate? That's what happens when you buy the cheap gate because they don't ever do anything to it and then they go up and scratch it. So anyway, that's our gate. While we're here, we're gonna check the Rio Max and see if they still have some left.
Yeah, there's none.
None?
None. That's like...
And there wasn't any over there?
No, so was that even a week?
I think that was, holy crap.
Not even a week.
Ah, that's not good.
No wonder why they're so interested in cubes today.
All right, well, okay, their consumption's gone up. This is gonna be a painful experience. We're gonna have to go get some more blocks and bring them out. Ooh, Bartok. And Ahmed, hey.
Hey, boys.
Mary.
You like it?
All right, now don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not standing here trying to say that I'm like perfect at any of this, right? There's times I've tried to grab a video or an image from a thumbnail and try to like, hey, this is an exciting one. Why don't we put that as a thumbnail and put some catchy phrase to it? I've never doctored it. I've never really done anything else besides here's a snapshot of my thumbnail. But the lure to do it is there. And I sometimes think that people get to a point where they just start choosing money and whatever fame and subscribers over the actual love of the animal. And harsh as that may be, if everybody wants to hate me for it, then go for it. I don't really care. But that has been a gripe of mine for so many years as I've been out there watching this. The people who do it wrong get all the fame. And the people who try their best to really honestly do it right don't. So I've been doing this. We've had the buffalo for about 2 years. Been involved with conferences before that for about 3 years. I'm not perfect. I make tons of mistakes. Some of you guys point that out all too often. Producers who've been doing this for a decade or two still learn stuff and they do something different and they got to change. It's always something different, guys. You got to do what's best for what you do and try your best, okay? As long as a person does that, I understand there's going to be times when things go wrong and something bad happens. That's fine. But you see something go wrong and then the thing repeat itself and repeat itself and repeat itself, and in the same time you're using that to go ahead and get more and more and more money from YouTube and subscribers and views. So there's a point that's got to stop, and us as a public have to do something about it and stop supporting these people and being blind to what's going on. But also, we are going to work our buffalo, let's say, in a month, 3 weeks. Gosh dang it, that's fast. Anyway, 3 weeks. And we're gonna do the whole herd. There's gonna be something that's probably not right. Why? Because I just built a stupid thing, right? I've never sent them through it. They've never been through it. There's gonna be something I'm gonna make an adjustment, but I need to take ownership of, hey, that was my fault, or I need to make a correction because I'm the one sticking them in a position where they don't like being, okay? And too often people don't take ownership, don't learn from it. And if they do, they don't tell you guys that they were wrong. And that's the arrogant problem that I have. So that's my soapbox, that's my rant. And I just wish people were more clear about that. Our kids call them buffalumps because a lot of times they just sit in the field and they're just like a lump on a log. They just sit there and that's all that they do. Most of the time, they're never riled up. They're not goring people unless somebody does a mistake, does something stupid, stuff like that. So anyway, that's the picture of buffalo. I just wanted to go ahead and say, Noah, I agree with you. I'm glad you put that out. None of us are perfect, but as watchers, just realize there's some people out there that don't do a lot of things right that you guys don't realize. And, you know, maybe we kind of got to wake up and realize that, you know, maybe things should be done a separate way. So let's continue doing, I guess, as best we can, sharing what buffalo really are and go from there and see how things go. So if you'd like to join us, subscribe, and we'll show you what it's like to join or build a bison ranch from scratch. There's a lot more to it than just watching buffalo. There's building things, infrastructure, there's all sorts of stuff that goes along, and it's the whole journey, that process that goes along with it. So anyway, like and subscribe, guys. Want to see you back, feel free to comment if you have a view below, and love to hear from you. All right, talk to you later. Bye.